Gemini.
Hello, Gemini. This is your New Year forecast for the entire year of 2016, and I would have loved to have done this on camera, but I am changing out my camera gear, so I will be back on cam for your January forecast. But listen, this podcast will take you through all the changes of what you can expect now in 2017. We're going to go through the retrograde, so get your pen and notepad out so you can write down the dates that we're going to be talking about. And we're going to be following the course of Mars. And that is what I typically like to do when I look out towards a full new year. Why? Because Mars rules our determination, our goals, our drive, dedication, so forth, our physical energy. And so when Mars takes 2 years to go around the chart once, well, here in 2017, it's going to pass through 8 of your 12 houses. And since there's no retrogrades of Mars this year, we will see how it speedily is going to zoom through the various houses, the stages of life, pick up your energy, and give you very point-specific areas, windows of opportunity where you want to jump in and make the most out of. So let's just take a look at how the year starts out for you. Mars and Neptune, they're conjunct. We're going to talk more about that too in your January forecast, but what a way to start out the year. Mars being your goals, right? And it conjuncting to Neptune, which rules your hopes and dreams, your visions, and so forth. So it is definitely a beautiful way to start off the year where you're just feeling very connected to what it is you're setting out to want to achieve for 2017. It is a definite time to place your intentions, which we always do on New Year's Eve, but this year is a little different because of this conjunction. Just make sure that your goals are realistic. Neptune can create illusions if it wants to, right? But if they're good dreams, good goals, Mars is infusing this to really sit with you throughout the whole entire year, even after Mars is long gone from that conjunction, because it was infused as we start off. This conjunction starts in your 10th house. That is your career house, Gemini. So this is where you can dream big for 2017. Mars will start off there and stay. Now, this is where I hope you got your pen and your notepad, all right? Make notes. It's starting off in your 10th house for career. It will remain there until January 29th, okay? So you have those weeks to really put down roots, make your moves, have the talks that you need, any kind of negotiations. If you're starting a new job, what a way to go. That is great. Now, January 29th through March 11th, then Mars will be focusing all on your social networks. That includes your friends and your acquaintances. It also is an area of hopes and dreams. It's a time where you're going to be expanding, putting that Marsy energy out there, pursuing maybe groups or organizations with the thoughts that you now have produced. When Mars was career-oriented, you might push some of that into this area and expand it. Mars will then, from March 11th through April 22nd, be in your 12th house. Time to rest up a little bit. On its 2-year journey, it will always have the 12th house to gear up and power up its battery. So it is, hang loose. Step back a little bit. Don't push too much forward. It's time for you to nurture your spirit, your soul. It's time to do yoga, meditation, that kind of thing. Just calm it down. And also, since it is the 12th house ruled by Neptune, it is a time to dream up the new start that we'll have when it passes over your horizon. That's the new 2-year journey that starts up there for you. Now that it's powered up, Gemini, Mars will be moving into your sign, and it will remain there between the time of April 22nd to June 6th, and Mars in the first house. That is you. The first house is always about your personality, what it is you want to do. And it will give you that extra drive, determination. You've been dreaming now for a while. Now it's time to put it out into the real world, right? And you'll see that you're really fired up, good to go, fit to fight, and so forth. The best financial time of 2017, Gemini, will be for you when Mars goes into Cancer, the sign of Cancer, which will be June 5th and will remain there to July 21st. This is a time for you to really look at how you're making your money, what money you are making, how you can improve it, how you can expand it, maybe even look for a second income stream since you are Gemini, you're very versatile and you are the master of many trades, right? So this is a time for you to really focus. It won't be before another 2 years before you're going to get the opportunity to really check out how your income is working for you. Great time to do that. You can achieve a lot within just these few weeks if you focus. From July 21st through September 9th, Gemini, this is the time to escape a little bit. Take a road trip, take your hikes, or also take your vacation if you can. The third house is all about movement, right? And it's also a house that you rule. Now, the third house is also communication, so this is where Mars can do its absolutely maximum best if you're giving presentations. If you are a writer or an author, this would be beautiful because Mars is going to hone in, focus for you to make the most out of this period. Maybe when you're taking a road trip, you can think clearly and focus on a new manuscript or an article that you would like to do. But this is a very productive time for communication in all its essence. September 9th through October 23rd, this is home and family. Projects that you might have at home, upgrades that needs to be done, clearing out perhaps even the garage, that kind of thing, but also spending more time with parents. The fourth house rules mom and dad, and the elderly in the family. You might see that they might just be needing your attention a little bit more. And if you're thinking about moving, this would be the most awesome time in a 2-year period for you. So think about that. September 6th through October 23rd. Buying and selling could go really well at this time. Mars is direct, so no hiccups, no delays. It will give you the physical energy with everything that goes into a move, all the packing, unpacking, that kind of thing. Physically, you are on top of it. Then let's look at the time when you can have more fun, where you can relax, do those leisure things, your hobbies and so forth. Mars in your fifth house, October 23rd through December 10th. Nice time here to be creative, to get in touch with your self-expression. Your inner artist might want to come out to play. It's also a time where you can spend more time with your children or focus on them, give them more attention. Maybe they will be needing your attention as well at this time. Mars will help you actually make room because there's not always time in the calendar to do all the things that we want to do. But this is definitely one of those times where the universe is going to help you push aside everything else and let you look at your creative self. Now, if you have your own business, this could be a time where Mars will help you either launch or start a new business and also be very successful with a signature imprint that it will leave here with you. December 10th and straight throughout the rest of the year, Mars in Scorpio, which is very feisty, it is deep, it is passionate. Mars was the ancient ruler of Scorpio, so it's at ease and at home here. The sixth house has to do with your day-to-day routine, Gemini. So Mars is definitely going to take out the laser cutter, cut back anything that has overgrown your day-to-day schedule. We're good about resetting our schedules from time to time and clear out our workspace, but then over time it just grows upon us, right? And then it starts slowing us down. And so Mars will help you to really redo your office space just so you can work that much more efficiently. It could be you clearing out your closets, redoing them, color coordinating your closet just so it looks better and it's easier to access your clothing. That kind of thing that really cuts to the core, resets everything. And every once in a while, we do have that deep cleaning. And also, when it comes to our physical health, Mars may help you look at what you need to do for your diets, maybe starting out a workout schedule, perhaps. And if you do, whatever it is you start now, it may sit with you for a long time. It's not like making a promise to yourself on a Sunday that you're going to start off a good new week and then it fizzles before midweek, right? When we have it in this placement, it can sit with you for months and months and months. If you're lucky, it will sit with you until you reset it all 2 years from now, right? So then we know what you're having to look at. But let's take a good look at the retrogrades of this year. We have quite a few. In fact, all of them are going to retrograde from one time to another, except for Mars. Mars will not retrograde this year. That means that our physical drive, our goals, are going to be speeding down the superhighway here, right? So listen, let's start with Mercury. As we start off 2017, we have a Mercury retrograde from 2016 already in effect. It turned retrograde December 19th and will remain retrograde till January 8th. Then the next retrograde here, the first of 3 of 2017 there, is April 10th through May 4th. And it, for you, will be retrograding in the area of your 12th house. It may dip into just a little bit into your 11th house, but this gives you extra time to slow down your thought processing, to move into your inner self, to clear out your thoughts, all the cobwebs that are there, and so that you can dream somewhat clearer once this retrograde is over. August 13th through September 5th, it will start off retrograding 11 degrees in Virgo, I'm sorry. And for you, that is your 4th house. So here you can expect anything of home-related matters, family matters, real estate matters may take a slowdown process. So if you're thinking about selling in this period, you probably don't want to sign any contracts just because of it could turn haywire as it normally does do under a retrograde. It's okay to be out and about researching, looking for new spaces perhaps, but I would say try to not sign before after September 5th. If you can give it 10 to 14 days after that, nothing is better. But then our third and last Mercury retrograde, December 3rd through December 23rd. 29 degrees is where it starts up, and that is in your relationship area here, Gemini. So this is a time for you and your partner to work it out. Whatever needs to be discussed, issues to be worked through, this will be a time giving you extended time of being able to look at what works for you, with what works for him or her, getting your ducks in a row, and then when Mercury goes direct again, it will pick up speed and head towards your 8th house. But that is the retrogrades of Mercury for 2017. Of course, it's coming right there at the time of the holidays, and we're typically very busy, as is in December, right? And then to have Mercury retrograde, well, it's just one of those things, isn't it? Now, Venus will turn retrograde March 4th through April 15th. It will be 13 degrees there in Aries, which for you is the 11th house. Now, that means two things. First and foremost, girls, Venus rules beauty and haircuts and lip fillers and all of those facial things that you might want to do. You want to hang back from any kind of cosmetic surgery. We always, always, always need to have Venus moving forward to have good results, right? So we don't want to jeopardize anything. So step back until mid-April. If you can wait to May 1st, nothing is better. But since it is in the area of your hopes and dreams and also for friendships, your social networks, here you might come to encounter maybe some hiccups that may need to be worked through. It could be a little bit of a challenging time when Venus goes retrograde. It also rules love, right? Matters of the heart. So here, any unfinished karmic business is this would be the time where it would come to the forefront and be asked to be worked through. Then looking at Mars, like I mentioned earlier, there's no retrograde of Mars this year, so he's really fit to fight and will be speeding through the entire year. But Jupiter will retrograde. This will be between February 6th and June 10th, and it's showing up here in your area of children, okay? Or it could also be self-expression, your creativity, the businesses that you own, any creative projects, but also love and romance comes here in the fifth house. The seventh house is more your long-term relationships, marriages, and so forth. Fifth house is more if you're dating and seeing somebody. So throughout this time here, it could be maybe a little difficult within the dating scenario. If you're single, it might be hard to find somebody that gels with you. So just be a little patient with yourself. Jupiter can also help you to look at your own creative skill set, your inner artist, if we wish, right? It's a great time to look at those talents that you have to try to catch up with them. Maybe you were painting or sculpting in the past and haven't had time to do it for a long, long time. Well, then that can absolutely come to the surface again here now. Saturn is always karma. It's also the workhorse within us, right? Keeping our nose to the grindstone. And it's the taskmaster. It will retrograde April 6th through August 26th. And it starts off at 27 degrees in your relationship area. 27 degrees there in Sagittarius. So this is a karmic time for you and your relationships, Gemini. So anything you could do before it goes retrograde, just to set things straight between you and your partner, then you're better off, because if things are just being thought but not really addressed now, well, and sweeping it under the carpet, let me tell you that carpet will turn it around and bring everything up to a time of disclosure, right? So there is no avoidance. Every 28 years, you will have a couple of years here in your partnership area, and that is what you're working through right now. For those of you who are single and no long-term partner, well, hey, it could bring a soulmate into the arena, okay? Suddenly you might just meet somebody where you feel that automatic connection and sense of recognition with. Well, in that sense, well, then here you are. You too will be working through past karma, past life karma, that is. Uranus, which is always calling for change and excitement, currently in your 11th house for your hopes and dreams and your social network. And I know that you've been attracting a whole different new crowd here over these last 2 to 3 years, as opposed to the people that you used to hang around in the past. Well, now Uranus is going to go to sleep for the rest of the remaining year. This allows you some time to just catch up with the new friends that you have already made your acquaintance with and get to know them a little bit more, hang out with them, and look at that. This area is not going to be that exalted as it has been from the beginning of the year. Neptune rules our hopes and dreams, and it will go to sleep between June 16th and November 23rd. That will be in the area here for you of your career. So anything that is growing and expanding and wanting to become more of itself, that is great to do. Get it all done before June 16th, or wait for the last month of the year to see that. It will start opening up new doors and windows of opportunity for you here, Gemini. The last planet we're going to talk about is Pluto, and Pluto is all about transformation, and it is direct until April 4th, and then it will retrograde, go to sleep until September 29th. And currently, since it is in your 8th house of shared resources, when it retrogrades, you might just feel that things slow down in the area here of maybe commissions, royalties, and so forth. But you can still be working with it. But don't expect new big royalties coming your way. Hopefully, you can reel them in before April 4th. If not, well, then autumn is when it will bring it back up to speed and spiff. So, listen, Gemini, this is what I have here for you 2017. I wish you the absolutely best of happy holidays and also love and prosperity for this oncoming new year. And listen, I will see you for your January forecast and then on camera. All right?